Frank Beck Chevrolet Studio Annex. This is Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. Get in here, Miggy, before I forget you. I'm your host, and Miggy, along with Miggy, Rick Arsenal. And welcome, as usual, before we go any further. Because if you're a Wolverine fan, the news is not good today. Get down there in the corner and smash that like and subscribe button if you haven't done so yet, please. Thank you. Before we do anything, I'm going to take a slug of water here. Well, hang on. I've got a lot to say. It was, to say it was not a good day at the big house, I think would be an understatement. We'll get to that, as painful as it might be, along with a little bit on the Tigers, who are currently playing out in Oakland. And then trying to get you set up for the game, Lion Ram game tomorrow night. We good to go? I think we are. Time Out Overtime is sponsored in part by Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. If it's time for a new to you vehicle, let the sales pros at Beck's help you choose the right vehicle. New or pre-owned, Beck's has the top selection in the tri-state area with over 200 vehicles in stock. Stop by and see for yourself, and when you're ready, ask for Russ McBordy, Chris Hodis, Danny Smith, Adam Schaefer, Blake Bryant, Cameron Midseal, Bob Flynn, Peyton Lucas. And when it comes time to service that new to you vehicle, the service pros at Beck's can fix it. Any make, any model, Ford or domestic, Beck's can't fix it. And if you have a bit of a crunch or fender bender, Beck's Body Shop can put it back together looking just as good as new. So, for all your automotive needs, look no further than Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville at 517-849-2886 or on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck difference. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. Get the Tigers out of the way first. As I said, told Andy this morning, as much of a high that we got, inspirational high that we got with the historic ending of Thursday night's game in San Diego. 24 hours later, it was the complete opposite. We went from the top of the scale right down to the bottom. I mean, you talk about devastating. A 13-inning loss to Oakland last night, 7-6. It was ugly. The bullpen, which has been fairly reliable the last month, was not. And boy. So as we speak, they're 71-71 with 20 games left. Next two games at Oakland are pretty much a must win. Then you'd have to sweep three from Colorado at home next week. I do think Reese Olson will be back. Probably starting one of those games against the Rockies. Tarek Skubal's next start, pardon me, is in Detroit on Thursday against the Rockies. I don't think he did anything to jeopardize his Cy Young standing last night. He gave up 2 earned runs, but I think you'd have to say with 20 games left, he's still the leader in the clubhouse. I don't see anybody threatening his potential Cy Young award. But I mean, you look, you can't lose games like that at this point. The next 2 games, okay, let's look at a path here that you win the next 2, and then you sweep Colorado. Again, this is a long shot. Is it doable? Yes, but the odds are against them. You win the next 2 and you sweep Colorado. Now you're 76-71. You'd still have to win with 15 games left. You still have to go 10-5. I'm sorry. with 15 games left. Yeah, you'd have to go 10-5 and finish 86-76 just to have a shot. If somehow you've got the 3 games in Kansas City next week, if somehow you could get to the final series of the year where you're playing the White Sox at home and you're 3 games, 2 or 3 games behind the Royals, they're on the road for 3 in Atlanta with the Braves fighting for their playoff lives. It'd probably be a must win for them as well. I'm sure it will be. You've got a shot. But that's all it is. Because as I said this morning, the odds are against them doing this. It's still very plausible they could finish with a winning record, 82-80. That in itself, I think, since it'd be something they haven't done in 8 years, that in itself, I suppose, would be an accomplishment. But you'd have to say that the way things finished up here down the stretch was a bit of a disappointment. I think Scott Harris will be questioned if this does happen. Maybe they should have been buyers instead of sellers at the trade deadline, and hung on to Jack Flaherty, and gone in, maybe try to acquire a bat or help for the back end of the bullpen. But he'll tell you they weren't ready to win yet. But we'll see. You got to win today. You got to win tomorrow. That's all I know. A loss one of the next 2 games, either one of the next 2 games, and they're done as far as playoff aspirations. If you want to look at it realistically, they're not a playoff caliber team anyway. So something too, I think we neglected this morning to mention that the timeout show next week will be out at Frank Beck Chevrolet for their 9th annual Salute to First Responders. We were out there last year. We got so tied up, and Andy had things he had to do down at Trine that we forgot to mention we'll be out there next week. And I think last year, I was trying to think, we did the show from 11 to noon out there because the event doesn't start until 10 o'clock. So I think, well, I'll have more. I'm sure I'll have more about this on Tuesday and Thursday before we get there. Right now, I'm going to assume it was the same as last year. We'll be out there doing the show from 11 to noon, but the event itself starts at 10 o'clock. Hope to see you out there. As I'm sure you've got it marked on your calendar. You put it on your phone. Next, we'll be celebrating their 9th annual Salute to First Responders. This year, there will be a special tribute to the Hillsdale County Sheriff's Department. So bring the kids. Be a great fun day for them. Let them get up close to emergency vehicles, meet and talk with the police and firefighters, play games and more. There will be a free lunch. You sign up for prizes as we, again, celebrate the area's first responders. Plus, there will be a poker run as well. That's next Saturday, September the 14th. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Frank Beck Chevrolet and M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. I think you can probably get more info on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Stop by, especially next Saturday, and experience the Frank Beck difference. You'll have a lot of fun. I can promise you that. It will be a fun-filled day for the whole family. And again, I'm assuming we will be out there doing the show probably from 11 to noon. I will have updates for you on Tuesday and Thursday, but we will be out there. Be great fun for the whole family. I know, as I said, we were out there last year and had a lot of fun. So hope to see you out there. Stop by and say hi. And yeah, I can promise you the whole family will have a great time that day. Weather looks good. Again, one more time. A week from today, next Saturday, September the 14th, the 9th annual Salute to First Responders at Frank Beck Chevrolet at M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville. Be there. Okay? You have a special event, postpone it. Come out there and be with us. We'll see you. Uh, better take a slug of water before I get into that game today. Hang on. As I said Thursday, I did not expect Michigan to beat Texas. I thought it would be a one-score game. Folks, it was ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Michigan got the crap kicked out of them in every phase of the game. I thought they had a good defense, or reasonably good defense. I thought it was one of the best defenses in the country. Not if you watch this game. They couldn't stop. They couldn't stop Texas all day, right from the get-go. Longhorns came out. They got the opening kickoff, drove down the field. I think they missed an attempted field goal. In fact, they did. I don't remember maybe they punted once or twice late in the game, but the final score was 31-12, and the game really wasn't that close. Yeah, I mean, it was a real butt kicking. Texas looks very good. I'm sure they will challenge for a national championship this year, but where the Wolverines stand, gosh, with the schedule the way it is this year, I mentioned this morning that one loss does not derail your season, but let's be honest with each other. You look at the schedule, the remaining schedule for Michigan, folks. I don't see how they can possibly even win 5 more games and get to a bowl. I don't see that happening, honestly. I mean, I'm a big Michigan fan, but let's be honest here. There's no other way to spin this. You can't put a good spin on this game and what happened in Ann Arbor today. I'll be shocked if they win 5 more games and get to a bowl game. I don't think that's going to happen this year. And then, so obviously, I have to go back and research what was the last year the Wolverines did not get to a bowl game. Might have been Harbaugh's first couple of years. As far as Sharon Moore goes, I don't understand this gimmick of putting Alex Orji in the game. What do you telling the defense what you're going to do? Snap the ball to Orji and let him run with it? I don't understand that at all. Who are you fooling? Who are you fooling by putting Orji in the game in a wildcat formation? I mean, he's a quarterback, but it might as well be a wildcat formation. It's a mess. Michigan State is in Maryland as we speak. I have not got a score update on that. I don't know. It's just not doesn't look good for the Wolverines. So I was wrong. I thought I thought they had a better defense than this. So looks to me like Wink Martindale and Sharon Moore and all the other coaching staff, they've got their work cut out for them. Because even Colson Loveless had a bad day today. In fact, he might have, going into the game, I mentioned I thought he was going to be a first-round draft pick this spring. Well, if he has many more games like this, he won't be. The turnovers, I mean, it was bad enough, but the turnovers hurt too. Colson Loveless is running with the ball. He simply drops it. They had a tip pass earlier that was picked off, deflected. I mean, I guess the only good thing about today was the kicker, Zavada. Other than that, very, very depressing day in Ann Arbor. But the Longhorns look like the real deal to me. I could very easily see them coming out of the SEC and winning the whole thing. They look that good. In fact, I had Georgia coming out of the SEC, but I can see Texas beating Georgia. I know Both dogs are good, but right now, after seeing this today, I'd have to make Texas my favorite for winning the SEC and getting a first round bye in the playoffs. They look that good. Of course, the question too is about all this is Texas that good, or is Michigan that bad? Think about that for a second. Anyway, Lions and Rams. We'll talk about that for a few minutes about tomorrow. First, a brief word for a good man. As I've told you many times, without his help and assistance, I wouldn't be able to do this podcast. That would be Tim Lindley at Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Walton Street, a couple hundred feet west of Howell. Any tech service needs at all, this is the man you want to see, Tim Lindley. There is no better technician in our area. Anything at all. Computers, new or used. Maybe your computer now needs a little work done on it. Flat screen TV mounting and programming and setup and internet installation. Printers, new or used. You name it, folks. Anything. This is the man you want to see, Tim Lindley. Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Waldron Street at 517-610-5372. Or better still, get in there and see Tim, 37 Waldron Street. When you do, tell him me and Mickey sent you. I'd appreciate that. Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale. Sorry to have to keep doing this, but dry throat. I told you I'm supposed to stay hydrated. I have been told to drink enough water until I've got it coming out of my ears. Is it helping? Who knows? I don't know. I suppose you can never drink too much water. Lions or Rams tomorrow night. They the line for a long time was the Lions minus 3.5. It's going to 4.5 now, which means there's a lot of betting money coming in on the Lions the last few days. As far as the Lions injury list, safety Lawrence Strickland is out. That's the free agent out of Ball State. Free agent safety, he's out. Safety Ifeanyi Melifonwu is doubtful, nursing that strained Achilles. And defensive tackle DJ Reader is questionable. Look, I have no doubt if Reader goes to Dan Campbell and tells him I can play, he will play. But even if he does play, I think he'll be on a snap count. I think they want to kind of ease him in. In fact, they were targeting game 2 against Tampa, but it would not surprise me if he's in there for limited snaps tomorrow night. Of course, the crowd noise will be deafening. As far as the Rams injured list goes, their fine safety, or safety quarterback, Darius Williams, has been put on the injured reserve list, which means he'll have to miss at least the first 4 games. That's a big loss for them. So their secondary is a little bit banged up. Also, on the offensive side of it, one of their tackles has been suspended the first 2 games, and the other one has some injury issues. So the Rams are a little bit banged up. Pardon me. They also lost Darian Kendrick for the season with a knee injury. That was suffered the first straight day of training camp. Another quarterback. So the Rams are rather banged up for this game as far as the secondary goes. Look, I picked the Lions. I think they'll cover the 4.5. A lot of people are picking the Rams, thinking it'll be a closer game. Remember last year, it was just a 1-point Lion win. As I pointed out this morning, the difference in the last year's game was the red zone defense. The The Bears, what am I keep saying? The Bears. The Lions held the Rams to field goals, all 3 trips in the red zone. Difference was the Lions were 3 for 3 in the red zone. And that turned out to be the difference in the game. I think it will be a close game, but I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I think the Lions are going to cover the 4.5. Not only that, but by the time the game starts, it could be back down to 3.5 too. So let's hope for a good game. Something else I wanted to mention too. If you watch the game last night from Brazil, the Eagles beating the Packers. I think the final was 31-26. All the penalties in last night's game. They must have set a record for the amount of flags thrown in last night's game. It's getting to be a point where it's taken away from the game. It's rather ridiculous. I don't know. I didn't like it. I thought it took away from the enjoyment of watching the game. Just too many penalties. I know a penalty is a penalty, but boy, I've never seen so much lottery on the field as what we had last night. Nothing to report on Jordan Love, who was hurt the second to last play of the game, went down. It did not look good. Looked like an ugly injury. Some are estimating or assuming it could be anything from a high ankle sprain to an MCL. Obviously, we're not going to know until he gets an MRI on it. We might not hear anything until Monday morning. Adam Schefter has not reported anything yet, and I would think if there was any news to report, Adam Schefter would have been all over it. But you don't like to see anyone get hurt, and I'm not wishing any bad luck on Jordan Love. I hope he's okay. I hope he's all right. If he's not, if he's just even lost for a few weeks, that will be a blow to the Packers right now. Their backup is Malik Willis. If it's an extended period of time that he's gone, I think they might be giving Ryan Tannehill a call, who's sitting at home waiting for a call. He ex of the Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill. I think I'd rather have Ryan Tannehill as my quarterback than Malik Willis. Anyway, we wish him luck with that, and hope it's nothing too serious. Okay, that's about going to do it for now. Don't forget, I will have more information later on in the week on when we will be broadcasting Saturday morning for Frank Beck Chevrolet, but we hope to see you all out there. As I said, last year we were out there from, I believe, 11 to noon. I'll have updates on Tuesday and Thursday for you about that. So that's it. Don't forget, as I said, we'll be out there next Saturday. If I get any time change at all, I have updates for you both on Tuesday and Thursday. I have to get with Andy yet on that. So that's about it. But we will be talking to you then next week from Frank Beck, 92.1 WCSR, 92.1 FM.com. Have a good rest of your weekend. Remember to treat each other with respect. And so long.